Chupel's going to be at first versus Felupa, immediately spawning in a demon, trying to go for a bit of a rematch between him and the Death Knight. Like I said earlier, the Arthurs versus Illidan duel is strong between these two. As Felupa is just waiting now to maybe get another charge around the corner, which Chupels does go for a Metamorphosis. I think he's going to have to slay that Urzul that's next to him. Slaying it, consuming its soul, 20% more damage for Chupels. He knows that Felupa is supercharged. Is going to be dropping down to AMZ as Felupa charges in. He kind of wants to get in there. Actually, really just would rather fight Chupels out of it. But he knows that if he stays in, like, Chupels ain't going nowhere. He dropped out of the area. He dropped out his zone, like, okay, I got my safety spot. I'm gonna stay in there as much as I can. If you try to run out, I can just yoink him back in here. And then you can run away from me. But I can just dedicate. I'm gonna stay here, you can go over there. I'm not taking damage either way. He's playing defensive either way. Stun back to back onto Felupa. Wait to see just going down with double blitz. Oh my god, Chupels! I didn't even realize he was ramping. I didn't even realize this man was just ramping up with his burst. Trying to see if he can maybe break through the Sons of Claws. As he got full blades rolling into him, Chupels is going to have to be very, very careful with his self-healing. Going for as many death strikes as possible, but that Thorns make it so much harder to stay on the Feral. Trying to see if he can maybe save the death back until a little bit later, until it's an emergency. Looks like he'll live through the Thorns. Claws goes in for a quick war stump, but looks like Chupels is on a road to recovery. Trying to see if he can catch back up all that healing. Trying to see if he can siphon it off of Claws vampirically. Got himself the death pack off of the blind, looking for maybe a bit of a reset. Stun into Claws. Is going to force a trick out of the Feral. Maybe a second stun. It's looks like he's just going to stay on him. Got himself big obliteration fallen wall out of Claws. He's trying to see if he can take up as much as possible. Main to go bear form, renewal, friends and regen, everything in order to survive the onslaught as the Death Knight relentlessly stays on him. Advancing on him like the death itself. Trying not to let him go near a big bite out of the Feral with a silencer follow for the Death Knight. Maybe we'll give him enough in order to control his Claws, maybe deny him, and he kind of healing big damage on the Claws as he goes in for a root at the very end. And Chupels yoinks in Chonko just to get himself the Death Strike. After slaying the Feral, his Death Strike is free, and I think it's a bit more effective, right? Is that how that works? But he does get a grip onto the warrior, just trying to see if he can take that Victor Rush style ability momentum back onto Chonka. Chonka trying to see if he can just execute him right there, but Chupels is just looking not to die today. He's stunned onto Chonka as he got a parry rolling, and Chupels trying to see if he can swing behind him. Double stun to follow potentially. Does go for the blind. Metamorphosis switch, goes for a second stun. Looks like he is denied from going for a second stun. Chonka saving the trinket until a little bit later. Does himself the Warbreaker at the ready. I wonder what kind of a build Chonka's got going on. If he's playing like a full bleed build or whatnot. Because if he's playing bleed build, that was really extremely effective over on the beta. Chupels just putting him in a full chain of ice, rooting him down in place, not letting Chonka go anywhere. And the warrior has an opportunity. Does he go for like a self-heal? I wonder if the warrior would ever play Second Wind. I feel like without the Fleshcut Necrolord ability, it's kind of difficult, isn't it? Warbreaker for Chonka, trying to see if he can crack through Chupels' defenses, shattering his armor. Chupels is actually taking a bit of damage. Silence on a Chonka with a stun to follow. Full burst available. Does go for the back-to-back obliterates and is going to be able to chop him down with Strand immediately opening up with some dots and Chupels yoinking him in, trying to see if he can take him down. Trick out of Strand as he breaks away from Chupels. Chupels trying to find some cover behind the boxes. And Strand trying to see if he can stay on top of him as best as possible. Lobbing in grenades, massive heal for Strand. I don't even know where he got the heal from, actually. What healed him just now? Got himself the survival of the fittest, 20% damage reduction. I don't know, maybe 40 in case he talented in such a way. But it's like a 3-minute cooldown. Blinded to Strand. Does Chupels have a stun? He's trying to see if he can go for a couple of death strikes off of Strand without really breaking him out of the blind freeze to stop this Frosty Death Knight's onslaught. As Strand backed up for a second. Scatter shot, just trying to give himself a little bit of survivability. Quick manic bandages. Doesn't give him a lot of healing, but at least removes the diseases. Goes in for a quick acceleration. Main to use the turtle here as Chupels is on the approach. Got himself a more switcher before the stun comes out. Chupels turns his attention onto the bed, trying to see if he can chop it up right now. Maybe he can take it out. Freezing trap to follow does super DR him. Was trying to get him with a stun. I think it may be over. A couple of frost strikes does end up taking him out. Chupels forced to play the dual wheel build, but his frost strike damage is enhanced by quite a bit here. Chicago is going to be up next, kind of letting Chupels get a proper full-on reset in case he wants to give it a full go. Letting him go for a bit of a, I guess, a reset with cooldowns? Potentially. As much of an honor duel as he can provide him. Prolonging the duel, maybe trying to take it into the dampening so that Chupels may not have nearly as easy of a time. Try to catch up with healing. Can someone tell me Chupels, Blood, Frost, or Unholy? Chupels is Frost. Yeah, playing dual wield. you would see Frost. Seeing Pillar of Frost as a cooldown on the left-hand side. Pillar of Frost, Runic Weapon. I guess Runic Weapon doesn't really matter anymore. Only Pillar. You see Pillar of Frost in the Remorseless Winter. That's how you know he's a Frost DK. Gonna be a knockback by Chicago, not playing the knockup ability, proper knockback. With a Sunder, as it can hit with the sounds, major trick out of this one. Definitely needs to be very, very careful with Chill Pills, as it's gonna be full Pillar of Frost out of the Death Knight. Does burn a wall, trying to see if they can maybe keep himself healthy. Earth Element to join in to bolster Chicago's health overall, giving him a little bit bolstered vitality. As the Shaman trying to see if he can leap around, the Death Knight is gonna leap right into him though with a fair lunge. That is so good. I feel like you're literally clipped through the wall, though, clipped through the ground. But I guess as long as you're on top of the guy, you're good. Just needed a little bit of line of sight just to pick so, and he's good to go. Triple's actually taking quite a bit of damage, getting pummeled down by the Shaman. Having to burn all the defenses to try to sacrifice the goal. May have to burn a death pack here really, really soon. Going to be a knockback as he's yoinking Chicago back with him. Not really going anywhere. Chicago getting hit with a second stun. Does have a trick in case the Nietzsche. Maybe can go for a grounding totem. Definitely is looking for as much survivability as possible. Sunder on Triples for a second. Who is going to go burning a death pack with an AMS. Actually could be in big, big trouble. Chicago trying to give himself a little bit more health to work with a battle master stricken. Blind to follow. Chilpas doesn't have a lot of health to work with. Trying to see if he can go for some damage. Silence out of Chicago. Needs as much healing as possible. Knocked back into the wall as it goes in for a big haymaker into the anti-magic zone. Chicago looking for healing. Lasso, but Chilpas actually does end up cleaving him down. What is that? Wait, the whole time you held on to a lasso? But he cleaved you down. I think you already had the animation rolling in as you press lasso. And they just chopped you up 1.3 mil. Damn. Oh my goodness, chat. And the thing is, Chipos could be even deadlier. Chipos could be even deadlier than he is right now. Right now, he's forced to play the dual wield build, but I think, honestly, like, as strong as he is right now, his build would be even stronger. By the way, let me know when you guys are ready, but I want to share it really quickly. Hero versus 5 versus Chipos, I was right. At this point, I think maybe they'll just have to send everybody, all 5 at Chipos, not just one at a time, yeah? Where's the Frost Death Knight? There was one out here earlier. If I can find one that I can show you the talent I'm talking about. They have a talent where they do basically more damage with a two-handed build as a Frost DK. So right now they just don't have enough talents at the level 60 in order to be able to go into pure dual wield build. They have one where they'll get a lot more kill machine procs and even more obliteration damage if they can go for a pure two-hander. But they can grab that and obliteration where a good portion of the damage comes from, and there's also bone grind, which gives you quite a bit of frost damage, which also builds the damage of obliteration. So you kind of are in a situation where you either play the RNG, which you don't want to do in PvP with or without obliteration, or you ignore the RNG but you're having to play dual wield, which is really not optimal. Hopefully I'll be able to go and maybe like hop on a Death Knight to show you guys exactly what the talent is I'm talking about once the video comes out, but you're just gonna have to trust me until I can find a Frost Death Knight around here.